Welcome back to our special coverage of this historic Turkish election. Recep Tayyip Erdogan has won Turkey's election, making him the country's first executive president. Let's get a little more analysis on this. We're joined by a former Turkish ambassador, Uluc Ozulker, joining me here in the studio. Many thanks for speaking to us, Uluc. It was a very decisive victory from the People's Alliance, both on the presidential front and the parliamentary front. What was your reaction to the news?
I'm 100% sure that this was an extremely difficult challenge, and everybody was expecting to have a victory in edge, if you wish. And all these predictions have come true. So 52 and some 52.4 against the others. But again, the prediction was saying from the governmental side that in the parliament, unfortunately, the same success as the president's would not become true. And I think that this time, this prediction has come true as well. They have got 293 seats, and they cannot go beyond 300, which is the full majority, the range. And now the big problem that there will be no continuation in the parliament of the power that we've given to the president in Turkey nowadays, so after this election. Most probably, the president will need the support of the MHP, Mr. Bahçeli's side, and he given a statement yesterday evening in which he said, the check and balances system, as far as I am concerned, will be valid from now on. So
that is an interesting comment. I mean, the MHP has ended up as the kingmaker here. They've done so much better than many had expected. And without the MHP's support, the AK Party, President Erdogan, will be standing very much alone. Do you think he will continue to get the MHP's support?
Well, normally, they both told each other that this alliance will continue forever, as long as the interests of both parties meet. At this stage, I think that this is true. And MHP, everybody was thinking, the prediction was saying that MHP would not be beyond the limits, 10% limits, which was required. But all of a sudden, we found out that the opposite was true. EYI has not gone beyond 10%, whereas MHP is now successful.
Indeed, that was one of the surprises of this election. One of the other big issues very much in the lead up to this election was the economy. It was a dominant issue. We've had the economy has been a challenge for many. Inflation has been high. The lira has weakened. People, while the economy has been growing, people have not been feeling it in their pockets. Do you think the president is the person now to fix the problems in the economy? Because he now has the ultimate power to fix these problems. And he has said he's going to take charge of the central bank. He's going to have full control of putting together the budget. But is he the man to fix these problems?
Well, I have my doubts in that case, because Erdogan is in power for 16 years now, and is going to be there for another 5 years. Had he been successful in economic field, he would have done it already until now. But this is not the case. So I think that Turkey in the coming days needs three things. First of all, most probably we will have to go again to the doors of the IMF and ask for another support from there. This is my feeling, because if you want Turkey to be a trustable country again in the world for the investments and otherwise, you have to give assurance to everybody that Turkey is in that status. So IMF in the past was in line with this expectation, and now this is the first point. Secondly, if the president does not have a new set of people who really know economy and who would advise him concerning the new policies and the reforms that we have to make in that field. I don't think that with the old system and the old thinking, Turkey will be in a positive stage. I mean, this will be very difficult. And the third point in that respect is that in any case, Turkey is a big economy, but unfortunately, the investment needs to be pushed further away, positively speaking. We cannot survive only with the construction sector, etc. So Turkey needs immediate reforms, a lifting of the state of emergency to give assurance to the outside world as much as to the inside world, and give incentives to the economic side for new investments. And probably we'll have tough, hard days to live in the coming days. One cannot expect that the government will fulfill all the promises that it has made during the campaign in the past.
Only time will tell. You, of course, have been a Turkish ambassador for many years in a number of countries. Let's take a look at foreign policy and how you think this might be impacted by this result. Do you think now, with this sort of decisive victory, he will be more emboldened in terms of various of his policies? I'm just going to interrupt you here because we are expecting the CHP under Muharrem İnce to give a press conference. I believe that may be about to start. Is that correct? Sorry, I'm listening to the producer in my ear. No, it is due to start any minute now. As soon as it starts, we will go to Muharrem İnce. The CHP, the opposition, have not actually spoken yet in an official capacity to react to this result. Let me go back to my question. In terms of foreign policy, do you think the president is going to be emboldened by his victory? What do you foresee in terms of his policies internationally, for example, in Syria? Do you think there'll be any changes?
I don't think so, because I think that the government, particularly the president, is playing on a string, and it's kind of a balanced policy that he was trying to bring in Turkey, and he will continue with that, because our relations with the United States, actually, they're not at the best, and we still have a war and a problem to solve in our southeast regions. And altogether with the European Union, we also have problems. And Turkey is being pushed actually towards the Russian side. And I think that...
You say pushed. What do you mean by pushed?
The Western policies in that respect are unfortunately not in a position to help Turkey to really believe in what... in its attachment to the West. Because, for example, lately the Congress in the United States said that because of this 400 missile systems, we're not going to give Turkey the F-35 fighters, etc. So the relation is not trustable. It's you cannot base yourself on a conviction that the West really helps Turkey or supposed to support Turkey in every field.
Well, clearly it doesn't. Yes. It's a very fractious relationship.
But it's mutual, of course. It's not a one-sided story. Turkey is not giving the West the assurance that they're waiting from Turkey as well. I mean...
But they're not on the same page at all. The West don't look at Turkey as a legitimate democracy. That has been an issue very much in the past. Do you think the results of this election, where he's received such a vote of confidence from the people, could have any impact on how the West views Turkey going forward?
Well, they will wait to see what will go on in Turkey, because all the promises that the new presidents make from the balcony in Ankara do not come true. So, as such, first of all, Turkey needs to come out from this in the Council of Europe. As you know, Turkey is under control actually, and that it has not been considered as a good democracy for the time being. And we first of all need to come out from this impasse, this deadlock. And secondly, we have to improve our relations with the European Union, etc. Will the president change his mind in doing so? I have my doubts. I mean, I see it difficult. But here, the president, he was expecting to win in the parliament as well, but he could not do that. So there's a big problem in that respect. I think that one leg is missing, actually. Will he be, in this case, the good, powerful president that he was waiting to be during the campaign?
Okay.
I have my doubts there, too.
We're going to have to...
We'll wait and see.
Unfortunately,
not only from
Uluc,
outside, from inside Turkey too.
Uluc, it's been really good to speak to Uluc Ozulker, former Turkish ambassador. Let's go live to this press conference we've been promising you for the last half an hour. So Muharrem İnce from the CHP about to give a press conference.
I wish him good luck.